I'm a fun guy.
Fun guy, what do you mean?
Wasn't really enjoying the work that I was doing.
Have you actually ever thought of giving up?
Maybe sometimes.
I couldn't even imagine that the oyster mushrooms that we regulate in our hot pot can actually be used inside the building material. So if that's the case, is our building actually safe? Hello everyone! Welcome to the Way of Youth podcast. My name is Ming Xue and I'll be the host for this second episode. The Way of Youth is a podcast series that celebrates the journey of our youth division members in Singapore. It is one of the highlights to celebrate the Soka Gakkai International 50th anniversary today. And through this podcast, we hope to inspire everyone through authentic stories of human revolution and to foster a deeper understanding of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism. So last episode, we had Si Hui, who really came on board and shared with us her passion on physiotherapy and how she transformed this passion to add value into society. And today, we are really happy to have Eugene here together with us.
Hi everyone.
Okay, Eugene, let's get to know you a little bit better. So, maybe can you describe with a few words?
Yeah, let me think about it. I'm a fortune baby.
Okay.
I'm a football coach. I'm a dancer. And lastly, I'm a fun guy.
Fun guy. What do you mean by fun?
Let me explain a bit more to you later.
Okay. That's keeping us a little bit in suspense. Okay, so just now you mentioned that you are a fortune baby. So does this mean you were born into a family that practiced Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism?
Yeah, that's right. My parents were both practicing since I was born. So I also had the good fortune to enroll into Soka Kindergarten when I was young. I can clearly remember my mentor, third Soka Gakkai President Daisaku Ikeda's guidance that always taught us to create value where we are and to make positive impacts on our communities. So this has been my guiding post in the way I live my life.
So you also shared that besides the fact that you were a fortune baby, that you're also a coach, you're also a dancer. So who do you coach?
So I'm a really big football fan. My family and I, we've always watched football at home, and I've dreamt of becoming a player one day. But this dream slowly faded, and I opened up to the idea of becoming a football coach. So to pursue this, I took up a coaching role to gain some experience, and this gave me the opportunity to coach kids from the age of 4 to 12. And aside from football techniques, what I really wanted to do was to inculcate values like teamwork, respect, and self-belief during my sessions. So some of these kids, when they came, they were really shy and they lacked confidence in the first few sessions. So seeing them grow to becoming more confident and always wanting to be the one to demonstrate brings me so much joy.
So great, to really see how you really value add those coaching skills, to kids' foundational years, and hopefully, you can coach the next football team up, to represent the nation. So you were saying that besides a football coach, you also talk about being a dancer. So what dance do you do?
So I'm currently the chief of Soka Youth Dance Crew, SYDC. I auditioned for SYDC, I think 13 years ago, under the encouragement from my parents, and it was very good fortune that I listened to them and managed to eventually get into an arts and culture group.
So why do you think it's a good fortune to be able to enter into SYDC?
I had interest in dance growing up, but never had the avenues to pursue it until SYDC opened up for auditions. So I'm very thankful for this platform, as the use of arts and culture provided a very different perspective and allowed me to understand why our founding SGI presidents valued the use of culture in our world peace efforts. My own human revolution through training in the arts and culture group has helped me grow from being timid to becoming more confident on stage and in my own abilities in my everyday life, from work to being with friends or in our Gakkai activities. And I think this is also why Sensei is so passionate about arts and culture as a means to achieve world peace. So our weekly trainings also strengthened my faith very much as we studied into Nichiren Daishonin's writings or the new human revolution at a deeper level. I'm also the assistant chief trainer for this year's National Day Parade, contributing in my own little ways to celebrate our nation's growth.
Wow, that's so cool that you're contributing to SG60. So I heard that you're a coach now, and then you're a dancer, assistant chief trainer. There's so many hats that you're juggling right now, and you're certainly living up to what Ikeda Sensei teaches us to always create value wherever we are.
Yeah, so I'm very grateful for the opportunities given by Soka Gakkai Singapore. I'm very thankful to the wonderful seniors in the student division who took such great care of me and constantly reminded me of the importance of our practice and how we can then apply this Buddhist philosophy to create value in my daily life.
Yeah, and just now you mentioned about the student division.
Yeah, I think all of us being in the student division, we delved into many different study materials. So I remember every year we were also exposed and studied into Ikeda Sensei's peace proposal, developing our worldview and trying our best to become global citizens.
Oh yeah, I recall also like when I was in the student division, I think Ikeda Sensei has actually published 40 annual peace proposals from 1983 to 2022, and it's usually published on Soka Gakkai International Day on January 26. So I recall each peace proposal, wow, it's really long and lengthy, but when you really study into it, it really explores the interrelation between core Buddhist concepts and the diverse challenges global society faces in the effort to realize peace and human security. Yeah, it was a really chim topic. But do you enjoy studying it actually?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's really chim. So I tried my best to study seriously into the peace proposals during my SD days, and I was really so inspired by how Sensei could weave different Buddhist concepts and parables into his suggestions to the United Nations, which both academics and policy makers can relate to. So I think reading this peace proposal gave me much better insight on how we should carry out our own lives and how best we could create value in our community. So in fact, I think my training in SD further piqued my interest towards sustainability. So this was an area that I was very interested in since my junior college days. So I always hope to make an impact to protect and save our environment through sustainability.
Yeah, so you talk about sustainability. I guess you must have studied like really, really hard and eventually made it to the course you want to do in sustainability.
Well, I studied really hard, but my life moved in another direction. So my JC results did not allow me to apply to any universities or courses that were directly related to the environment or sustainability. I was eventually then offered a position in the School of Material Science Engineering.
Wow, material science engineering and sustainability, that's very, very different, right?
Yeah, most of my modules then were about nano or biomaterials and the use of semiconductors, which is kind of boring. So on a positive note, I didn't give up on my dream. I made an effort to look specifically for projects that were related to sustainability in my final year project or what we call FYP. So eventually I found one involving the use of mycelium to create a sustainable 3D printed material.
You're saying about, wow, what's mycelium? Wait, using mycelium to create what 3D printed material. So pardon me because I'm pretty basic layman. So what is exactly mycelium?
Yeah, so actually mycelium is the roots of the fungi, which can be used as a natural binding agent to connect different woody substrates together. So this material itself is similar to the stem of the mushrooms that we eat every day. So in a more controlled environment, we could then direct the growth of mycelium to form different shapes or the structures that we want.
So is that the reason why you call yourself just now the fun guy? Because you work a lot with fungi and mushrooms?
Yeah, so I think that's why you can call me a fun guy. And that's also my full-time research work right now.
So full-time work, do you mean you continued this, what is supposed to be your FYP project, and it became a full-time job right now?
Yeah, so actually how this became was about 5 years ago in 2020 during the circuit breaker. So I graduated then, and the entire world entered a very uncertain phase.
So I believe it must have been a very terrible time for you, who just graduated and you're looking for a job. Yeah.
So it definitely was a more uncertain time, I think, not just for fresh graduates like myself, but I think for everyone. But being at home 24/7, I think also gave me time to set concrete prayers, chanting at least an hour every day to achieve a breakthrough in finding employment. So I was then approached by my FYP professor who offered me a research role to continue on this mycelium project. So I thought this was very timely given the uncertainties, and most importantly, this was what I was looking for, something I wanted to do, and thus I took up this role without any hesitation.
That's wonderful victory that you usually share. Tell us more now, how does actually your mycelium help with sustainability?
So first of all, I think mycelium is a living material. They allow us to grow this material sustainably. So unlike plants or crops, mycelium actually does not really require light or any additional nutrients during its growth phase. And actually during my work, we actually leave it untouched in a dark cabinet while it's growing. So we currently work with 2 strains, the oyster mushroom, which is the same one that we find in our supermarkets, and the second one, the lingzhi mushroom, which is commonly used in traditional Chinese medicine. So right now we are currently focusing on improving the mechanical properties and the functional properties of these materials so that we can use them eventually in buildings. So since we grow these mycelium strains with natural substrates, The entire thing actually is natural and thus biodegradable. We can then leave it in a grass patch and let it degrade on its own without contributing to any landfill waste. So can you imagine building materials that are biodegradable?
I think in the first place, I couldn't even imagine that the oyster mushrooms that regularly in our hot pot can actually be used inside the building material. So if that's the case, is our building actually safe?
Well, I think that's like the sort of the value of our research work. So I think it will take a lot more time for our research for this mycelium material to be adopted in actual building structures. But I take pride knowing that my work would contribute towards an alternative building material like in a world that's so quickly developing. So it's been 5 years since I started working on this mycelium material, and I'm confident that our work has contributed to the growing acceptance of its use in our real life.
So you've been working with fungi and mushrooms for 5 years. It has really been a long time. So Mr. Fungi, in any part of the process, did the work became not fun anymore?
So I think maybe just right at the start or like a bit more into my research career, a lot of the work was really in the lab, growing, testing, and repeating this cycle many times to set like a good solid foundation for our research. And this process was very technical. And to be very honest, since I was not so academically inclined, I wasn't really enjoying the work that I was doing. So working with people in academia also sort of gave me like an imposter syndrome.
So in the whole process, have you actually ever thought of giving up?
Maybe sometimes. So I think Ikeda Sensei also shares in the wisdom for creating happiness and peace. I quote, "Faith is shown in your strength and ability as an individual. Therefore, please chant earnestly, study hard, exert yourself, be creative and enterprising, and throw all your youthful energy into your work. Doing so will bring you wonderful results. Even if things don't go the way you hoped, chant more Daimku, try again, and open up new horizons." Unquote. So staying true to my beliefs, I chanted, studied, and exerted even more, knowing I can add value in different parts of our research project. I might not be the best technically, but since faith is also equal to our daily life, I resolved to give my all to ensure that the experiments went well and were finished on time. So I think it was about 3 years of this type of persistent efforts that we were finally able to establish ourselves in this mycelium field, which opened up new opportunities for collaboration.
I see that you actually have some evolution like inside your job role. Sounds very exciting, a lot of new potential. So tell us more about what's upcoming for you.
Yeah, so actually with all the results that we had in our research, it allowed us to collaborate with different external partners and showcase like our mycelium composites in different places. So in 2023, I traveled to 3 places, one in Tunis, which is like in North Africa, Jakarta and Zurich, sharing our work and the potential benefits that our mycelium composites might be able to bring about to the local communities. So actually, I think if I remember correctly, in the 2020 piece proposal, Ikeda Sensei included a quote from Greta Thunberg. So I quote, "In fact, every great change throughout history has come from the people. We do not have to wait. We can start the change right now." Unquote. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to make an immediate impact on the sustainability of our planet. In fact, I was just recently in France this year to assist with the start of a citizen lab. My professor and I, we have always been very excited to start a community project that allows our research to be easily accessible and to be used by as many people as possible. So this idea of like a citizen lab would be so that the local community could then use these technologies that we have directly for their own needs. In the Singapore context, we have also conducted 2 workshops, one that were open to the public and one to a bunch of polytechnic students. We wanted to do this to raise awareness on the use and potential of our mycelium material. They were very well received, and we hope to be able to use such platforms to expand our sustainability forces through education and outreach.
That's really commendable, and I think the road to sustainability is really long and challenging, but your research has really paved the path of hope. And I think most importantly, you have demonstrated the practice and philosophy of Buddhism to confront your challenges, grow as an individual, and create even a positive change to the world. So can you share with us your determination moving forward?
Yeah, I strive to expand my life to produce meaningful results in my work that can contribute to the betterment of humanity. So my work, I think, enables me to share the potential of mycelium as a sustainable material thereby contributing to a more sustainable future.
That's really, really inspiring. And thank you so much for all your efforts. So final question. So as you know that Suka Gakkai International, we are celebrating, our 50th anniversary this year. So, in your mind, what does SGI 50 means to you?
So I think SGI 50 is really a recognition of the foundation that is set by our pioneering members, not just in Koh Saint but I think in the entire community as well. So I'm extremely grateful for all the work and efforts that they have put in. And I think I am determined myself to do my best in all the aspects of my life to actively contribute in Koh Saint efforts in Singapore and also in my sustainability work for our community. I hope to be able to pave the way for the next generation to enjoy future editions of SGI 100 and beyond.
Thank you, Eugene. And we will see everyone in the next episode of The Way of You. Bye.
Bye-bye.